Hey there, Tiktakers! On November 1st and 2nd, the Day of the Dead is celebrated in Mexico, where deceased loved ones are honored. We have a video on the channel explaining this celebration in more depth. This festivity was the main inspiration when making the movie Coco. Today, we tell you its story. Coco's movie takes place in the town of Santa Cecilia, a fictional town set in Mexico. There lives Miguel Rivera, a 12-year-old boy who aspires to become a musician, like Ernesto de la Cruz, a popular singer who died. His family forbids him to dedicate himself to music. They want the boy to continue with the family trade and be a shoemaker. The reason for this ban is that his great-great-grandmother, Imelda, was abandoned by her husband to continue his musical career. The young man, looking at the portraits on the altar of the family's dead, realizes that his great-great-grandfather, who had part of his face torn off in the photo, is holding the guitar of his idol, De la Cruz, and deduces that he is his family. By accident, Miguel enters the land of the dead accompanied by Dante, a stray dog. He soon realizes that the deceased annually undertake a journey to the land of the living, thanks to a magical bridge that serves as a crossroads between both dimensions to reunite with their loved ones. When Miguel reunites with his relatives, including his great-great-grandmother Imelda, he understands that the deceased can only cross over to the land of the living if they are remembered by their relatives. If they forget them, they disappear forever. Miguel must return to his dimension before dawn, or else he will have to stay in the land of the dead. In addition, he also needs the blessing of one of his deceased relatives with the help of the petal of a cempasúchil flower. His great-great-grandmother offers to give him her blessing, but on one condition. Miguel must promise her that he will not dedicate himself to music. The young man refuses to do so and decides to seek the blessing of his favorite singer, his supposed great-great-grandfather. On his way, he meets Hector, a deceased who has never been honored at the altar of offerings and who is about to disappear forever. Hector offers to help him find his idol in exchange for him taking his portrait with him to the land of the living and giving it to his daughter so that she will continue to remember him. On the way, they argue, and Miguel, indignant, returns his photo and manages to find Ernesto de la Cruz. Miguel manages to enter the singer's mansion, who is fascinated by his talent. Shortly after, Hector appears and confronts de la Cruz. In the past, the two were going to make a musical collaboration, but Ernesto killed Hector to claim the authorship of the songs. Aware of the risk that someone would find out, de la Cruz orders his men to throw them into a cenote and keeps Hector's photo. There, the young man finds out that Hector is his great-great-grandfather and not de la Cruz. He had to take his photo to Coco, her great-grandmother, so that she could continue to remember her father and that he wouldn't disappear. After being rescued by Dante, Imelda, and her alebrije, Miguel tells them the truth about Hector and makes his great-great-grandparents reconcile. Imelda gives Miguel her blessing unconditionally, but his Hector begins to disappear as Coco, due to her advanced age, is losing her memory. Miguel tries to get Hector's photo, but he can't and returns to his dimension at dawn. When he is with his great-grandmother, sad for not having recovered her father's photo, he begins to sing the song Remember Me, composed by Hector for Coco when she was little. This is enough for his great-grandmother to remember her father again. And not only that, because she regains awareness of her family, especially her daughter Elena, whom she could no longer recognize. Coco confesses that she kept her father's letters with the lyrics to his songs, as well as the missing piece of the family photo. For the first time, Hector would be at the family altar, and the world of the living would finally give him the credit and authorship of all his music. A year later, Coco dies, and Miguel shows his sister to all his relatives at the altar, where the photo of his great-great-grandfather already had the piece of image that was missing. Hector manages to cross the magic bridge and meets with Imelda and her daughter Coco to enjoy the Day of the Dead with their loved ones. This movie is incredibly emotional, Tiktakers. A beautiful message about the importance of the family in the lives of all people. Death doesn't mean oblivion and also teaches us that we must fight for our dreams. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like it. And if you want to see more Draw My Life videos, subscribe to our channel. See you in the next episode!